With the pushback spring season, athletes had to work extra hard to prepare themselves, mentally and physically, for their seasons. Their game schedules got condensed down to a point where 3 to 4 games in a week was forced to become a reality. These new changes allowed for one action-packed spring season, and Ram Center made sure to gather it every step of the way.
Within a very eventful season here at Rockford, we gathered two very successful sports teams who went unbeaten all the way to the state championship. A collective of students who earned all conference honors, and even a sit-down talk with the Ted Carlson Player of the Year. All this and a lot more on this episode of Ram Center. This is Zoe Hazlewood.
And I'm Hyink, and Ram Center starts now.
This is Ram Center.
In a tied game in the closing minutes and overtime, the Rams pulled goalie Sophie Stallworth out of the net to try and maximize their final offensive opportunity. The Rams found Sophie and she rifled one into the back of the net. More amazing plays like this in this episode of Ram Center.
Welcome back to Ram Center. This spring sports season, we saw one of the most motivated groups of individual athletes in a long time. As last year this time, the MHSAA committee had just made their final verdict of shutting down their 2020 spring season. The decision last year made an atmosphere this spring like no other. We saw so many dedicated athletes doing everything they could just to play one more season of the sport they love.
One team that really took this season to heart was the Rockford boys baseball team. This group went out every night and practiced like they would never get the chance to play baseball again, and this fueled this powerhouse unit through the early stages of the season. The Rams started out 7-0, a task that showed that the senior-led group would be one hard team to beat.
This team would battle hard all season long, earning an overall 30-6 record and reclaiming the OK Red Conference title, something this team did back in 2019. But all these accomplishments meant nothing to them yet, as they had a long playoff tournament ahead, which saw them starting off against Cedar Springs in the district semifinals.
The Rams would dominate Cedar, winning 14-2, which would be a common occurrence early here in the Rams' playoff run, where this team would go out and win their next 2 games by more than 4 points. This wound up the team in the regional finals against longtime rival.
Unfortunately, this would be the end of the Rams' run, as they would end up losing 1-9 against the elite Hudsonville squad. This was a heartbreaking way to go out for the Rams, as they were now forced to say goodbye to 11 of their team seniors.
Maybe the hardest goodbye of them all would be to senior captain Luke McLean, this year's Ted Carlson Player of the Year, a prestigious award that Rockford gives out to the most accomplished athlete every year. Ram Center got a chance to talk to Luke McLean about his legacy here at Rockford, what this award meant to him, and ask him what would be next in the future of his sports career.
At Rockford High School, there are multiple talented athletes from all types of sports. This year, they named Luke McLean the most accomplished of all, though, by honoring him with the Ted Carlson Player of the Year award.
Yeah, just a lot of time on the field working on my own with my teammates in the weight room. And I really couldn't have done it without my teammates because they really pushed me to become a better person than I am and a better athlete.
Luke clearly worked hard to achieve such a prestigious accomplishment. He said the key to being as great as he was to
I just don't try to kill it every day. Just take it day by day, take it step by step, play by play, give it your all, and just take small steps. You know, you don't have to reach for the sky every single day.
With so many great moments here at Rockford, Luke says saying goodbye will easily be the hardest part of letting go.
I'm definitely gonna miss running out with like full stands with full fans here at Rams Stadium, but it's just something different when you're running out with your teammates after all the work you've put in the summer days, and just for that first game when you're running out, it's something different.
With all the great things he did for Rockford, Luke is good enough to take his talents to the collegiate level and continue his amazing career.
Yeah, I'm going to play football at Grand Valley. I'm going to try to play safety there, but just like I said, it's step by step. I'm going to try to get on special teams first and then work my way up, but it all starts with practice and the summer workouts.
We wish Luke a huge congratulations for receiving this year's Ted Carlson Player of the Year award, and wish him nothing but the best at Grand Valley next fall. This has been Hyink with Ram Center, signing off.
Congrats, Luke, on an amazing career here at Rockford High School. Your talents and presence will be missed by many.
I was fortunate enough to be Luke's teammate, and I can confidently say day in and day out he was a tremendous leader and one of the most hardworking guys I know. When you can get a group of multiple individuals who are all willing to work hard to commit themselves to a common goal, these teams have the capabilities to achieve amazing things. We send you down to Megan Hart to tell us about 2 teams that set out to dominate all over the state.
Thanks, Caden. The Rockford girls and boys track and field teams this year have been nothing but remarkable. Both teams managed to claim conference and regional crown, while the boys were able to win the state championship. Both teams managed these acts while having undefeated seasons along the way. Ram Center was lucky enough to meet with some of the players and coaches who made this special season possible.
Be tall, quicker turnover.
Both girls and boys track teams have had great success during the 2021 spring season.
Team-wise, won conference, we won regionals, we won Mitka team state.
We won conference, regionals, and states, so we won it all.
It is these moments that the athletes will never forget. All the hard moments and dedication finally pay off.
We showed up to practice, gave it our all.
It's such a good feeling to win with all of your best friends at your side. It's super fun, and just we're all waiting for them to announce our score, and then once they say it, it's just a really good feeling. I'll always remember that.
Track coach Sean O'Brien explains what went into the 2021 season for the team's success.
We have a pretty extensive off-season training workout where we went 4 days in the summer, at times 5, and we'd sprint 2 days a week and lift 2 days a week.
The impact these coaches have on their team can truly impact the success the athletes have in the sport.
Wow, okay, our track and field coaches have been amazing. Coach Bean was my coach freshman year, and he is a really good encourager.
Hammer down, that's better, Hallie. Good.
He tells you straight at it, he'll tell you what you need to do and what you need to work on.
They really showed up to practice and knew how to make the team be successful.
Coach O'Brien shows the love he has for this sport and athletes day in and day out.
He loves us and he cares for us, and he's always pushing us to get better, and he's always there for us, and he's a really good coach.
If you aren't passionate about what you're coaching, I think that rubs off on your athletes, so they have to be passionate and energetic as well. So.
This has been Marley Haberly with Ram Center.
Ready, go.
Signing off.
Congrats to the girls and boys on such an amazing season. Something that is so special about these teams is that there were players who contributed to the team's successes on each of the 4 different grade levels. Not only is it rare to be competing as a freshman on varsity, but to be contributing to the state championship team as a freshman is an extreme accomplishment.
Rockford boys freshman Carter Bissell not only was capable of doing this, but he even placed 9th in the long jump at MHSA Division I state championship. Ram Center was privileged enough to meet Carter and spotlight him in his accomplishments.
Carter Bissell, a talented freshman athlete for the boys track and field team, made the state finals as a freshman. An unreal accomplishment. He told Ram Center what it took to get there and who motivated him.
My brother gave me a lot of support too. He was there with me a lot, and just kept working at it. Kept thinking of my goal was to get to states, and pretty much after the first meet, I'm like, maybe this is possible to get to states. So
he did all that work to get to the state final meet that he told us it felt
kind of a dream come true almost. I was kind of thinking about it all along the season, and it was a little intimidating at first when I got there. There were a lot of people, but just kind of had to do my thing and jump.
After an amazing year 1, he talks about what his goals are to come.
My goal for this track season is to obviously improve, maybe come close to the record at Rockford, make states again, and just have a large impact on the team.
Congrats again to Carter and his team on an amazing season. This is a great example of some of the amazing stories we have to come on the show. But before we send you off to the break, we go down to Riley Zanstra to see what's in store for when we return.
Thanks, Zoe. Coming up next after the break, we will be covering a player turned coach and hope to help his team win a state championship, a fall preview to highlight the upcoming season, and when we return, Ram Center will cover one of the most consistent programs here at Rockford. All that and more after this commercial break.
Next runners, take your mark. Runners on your mark. Set.
If the refs disappear, so do the athletes. Sign up to be a referee today.
Welcome back to Ram Center. This spring season, we have been covering motivated teams throughout Rockford High School who have been having their eye on capturing a state title for the program. A team who has battled a little bit harder than most is the Rockford boys lacrosse team.
This team had to face some real adversity going into their year. 2 of their star players were both out with shoulder injuries. This didn't faze head coach Mike DeWitt, though, as he had players set out working 5 days a week preparing for their season opener against St. Mary's Prep School, a very uncommon season opener for the Rams.
The Rams would win their season opener 9-2, which would set the pace for the remainder of this team's season. as they had started out with the blistering 4-0 record. Their good play wouldn't end there, though, as the Rams carried their momentum all season long, obtaining a 13-4 record and claiming the OK Red Conference title.
As the playoffs kicked off, the Rams would carry their elite regular season play, winning in dominating fashion against Mona Shores, West Ottawa, and Granville, which saw the Rams win all of which by at least 9 or more scores.
The Rams fought hard, trading scores with Lake Orion all the way until the end, where Lake Orion would put 2 crucial goals in the back of the net, beating the Rams 7-9. Coach Mike DeWitt had said after the game, and I quote, "I am proud the guys had played hard and gave it their all out there. I just feel for my seniors. We had a tremendous group and one that will definitely be hard to say goodbye to."
It's clear how much this year's seniors mean to the lacrosse program. Ram Center got a chance to talk with injured senior Andrew Lanham, a player who turned coach in order to try to make his team reach full potential.
I'm Andrew Lanham. I'm going to Hope College next year, and I play lacrosse at Rockford.
Lanham is a 4-year returning lacrosse offensive midi who has had a troubled couple of seasons with the Rams, but still managed to make the most of it.
When I got injured initially, I tried to break up a pass, and I broke it up, and I tried to put my arm out to break my fall, and then my arm went under me, and I kind of fell on it, and then I popped out, and it was the weirdest feeling ever.
With a dislocated shoulder, Andrew missed the remainder of the season, which had a big impact on his mental health.
I put so much time and effort and care and stuff into this program from my freshman year, as I was always looking to be a leader of the program. And then obviously with last year being canceled, I really didn't get a chance to showcase my leadership abilities or even be a leader to some of the guys. So,
not being able to play on the field wasn't going to stop Andrew, though. He took his lacrosse career in a new direction.
That's why this year I stepped into that role. And even if I was injured, I still stepped into the role, and I was stepping into the role of coaching rather than playing, but still just there for the team and for the players.
After an amazing 4 years with the program, from celebrating goals on the field to cheering the boys on from the sideline, Lanham has made a lasting mark on the program and will be remembered for years to come. This has been Ryan Wyngarden from Ram Center, signing off.
We congratulate Andrew on his successful career here at Rockford High School and wish him the best as he continues his academic and lacrosse career at Hope College. It's so unfortunate that the lacrosse team was missing one of their leaders on the field this season. Lanham worked closely with the impeccable trainers here at Rockford as he continued to work down the road to recovery.
We're so fortunate to have a great trainers to take care of our student athletes. Ram Center sent a reporter down to learn more about how the trainers contribute to our sports program.
During the springtime, there's one place in the high school that gets very busy: the athletic trainers.
Oftentimes we'll see with track and field a lot of shin splints.
Riley Zanstra, who was a track athlete that went to the trainers to get help for her injury.
I got plantar fasciitis. I just overworked myself, and I've been running too many miles too fast, and my shoes weren't the right fit.
Plantar fasciitis is one of many injuries that the trainers care for.
Oftentimes we occasionally see the ACL tear, which is a long recovery in the more severe knee injury.
There's a lot more going on than just taping ankles and handing out ice bags. The trainers know exactly what to do when tending to an injury.
They wrapped them every time before practice or a meet, and they just wrapped around my arch to keep it raised.
At Rockford, we have several different treatment options to deal with hurt athletes.
We're blessed here at Rockford. We have a ton of options. We have the whirlpools.
These can help with athletes who have shin splints or just lower body aches and pains.
As well as the warm whirlpool, we'll use that to help with range of motion. As if it's someone's ankle, it's easier to submerge the whole extremity into the warm whirlpool to get started.
They have the electrical stimulation machines,
which those are electrical currents, but they're set in a modality to help promote healing.
We are very lucky to have such amazing trainers here at RHS. This has been Lexi Hebner with Beyond the Rock, signing off.
What an amazing job our trainers do to make sure everyone's needs are fully accounted for. Truly a blessing to all the athletes here at Rockford. Coming up next after the break, we will take a look into a few dominant women's sports, this spring's last-second shoutouts, and when we return, spotlight junior soccer star Emma Campbell, who had a sudden opportunity and made the absolute best out of it. All this and more after the break.
Hey Matt, do you want to go get food?
Are you kidding me? This is like the 14th time you've asked me today.
You wouldn't treat your friends or your teachers this way, so why treat opponents or officials poorly?
Oh, it's fine just the way that it is.
Having good sportsmanship is very important in today's sports world. Whether it's just giving someone a high five or helping someone off the ground, do your part and show good sportsmanship. Because at the end of the day, being a good sport is what's important.
We asked Emma what her thoughts were on playing varsity soccer as a sophomore.
I wasn't expecting to play much, honestly, because I took a break from soccer for 2 years, so this is my first year back.
She told us what she had to do to get herself ready for the season.
It was definitely a big mindset change. I knew that I had to start working harder and that I had to just put a lot more effort and heart into the game.
She scored the game-winning goal from about 40 yards out, and this is what she had to say about it.
I was very shocked at first. I meant to shoot it at the goal, but I wasn't expecting it to actually go in. And after that, I just felt more like I belonged on the field, and I got a lot more confidence back in my game.
With all the talent she has, she can do great things on the field. We talked to her about what she has planned for herself in the future.
For soccer, I don't know what I want to do right now. I'm just hoping to get better, and if I go to college for it, then we'll see.
We wish the best of luck to Emma in her career here at Rockford. The girls' soccer team is surely lucky to have her be a part of the team. In fact, this spring season, the girls' soccer team came together as a team and made a great run.
Most definitely. Coach Stu Quackenbush, coaching both girls and boys soccer here at Rockford, helped lead his Lady Rams all season long. He set up winter conditioning and other alternative opportunities to keep his girls in shape for a long spring season.
Coach Stu's preparation did just that, and the Lady Rams opened up with Mona Shore's girls' soccer team. Rockford absolutely dominated, winning 3-0, showing that all of Coach Stu's off-season work was well worth it.
This tremendous start would carry out through tough in-conference play, picking up close wins against West Ottawa and Grand Haven, winning both matchups 1-0. Overall, the girls would go through the regular season 13-3-2 and would set up for an amazing playoff run.
The girls would end up winning 2 very contested matchups against Caledonia and East Kentwood. This would set up one blockbuster matchup between Forest Hill Central and the Lady Rams. These teams had not faced off in the regular season, which left the result of the matchup's fate to be somewhat unknown.
The game did not disappoint. It was an absolute battle that saw both sides exchange blows, when Forest Hill Central finally found an opening and put themselves up 1-0. In the closing minutes of the game, Avery Milo, senior at Rockford High School, would have one last chance, a free kick from just outside the box. She would rocket one straight into the keeper, and that would end the girls' soccer team's chance at advancing.
It was an incredible season for the Rams, and one that we saw many girls dominate all year long. In fact, the Rams had a few individuals from the team get named All-Conference, an award voted on by other in-conference coaches given to players believed to be a unique talent. Rams Center sent a team down to talk to some of their spring athletes who got named All-Conference and asked them what this award meant to them.
Here at Rockford, we have many Lady Rams that have been recognized by coaches around West Michigan for exceptional playing in the OK Red Conference.
But as the season went on in semifinals for district, I scored 2 goals to get us the win.
We hadn't beat them in 4 years, and we beat them by 1, and I had 17 blocks that game.
It's obvious these athletes are dedicated to their sport, and the All-Conference Award shows that their hard work has paid off.
To me, I'm just very grateful for it. I think there's so many great players, and not only in our team, but in our conference, so I was kind of surprised.
For me, All-Conference means that my hard work is being recognized, not just by me.
Even with this award, these athletes are still making goals for next year.
I think there's a lot of things I can improve on, but I think one of the most important ones is just communication and talking to teammates.
And more of the lob shots and just getting farther out of the water when I go for a block.
Personally, I'm working on my recovery and being 100% for the next upcoming season with my health.
Personal goals aside, these Lady Rams have plans to lead their teams to victory next season.
We're really working towards that state championship, and I think that it's a possibility this coming year.
Our goal is to be another championship caliber team and to work as hard as we have to make that happen.
Looks like these girls have amazing seasons on the way. This has been Megan Hart with Ram Center, signing off.
Congrats to all the athletes who were named All-Conference. Your hard work will continue to pay off. In fact, this year's water polo team had a few All-Conference athletes of their own. Riley Davis, Sophie Stallworth, and Paige Beers were all given this title due to a superb water polo season.
The girls truly did dominate all season long, having key wins and highlights all over the place. The girls played well enough through the regular season to get themselves into the playoffs. In the playoffs, this team would be forced to battle hard and even play through some adversity, but would walk their way into the state tournament, with a crucial wins such as a 9-8 overtime victory over the Jenison Wildcats.
The girls have had a hard-fought battle but would end up placing second in a state tournament, losing 3-11 against East Grand Rapids. As good as the team was, I think that any of the girls could agree that they couldn't have done it without their coaches. At Rockford, we are truly blessed to have so many amazing coaching staff members that Ram Center got a chance to talk with a few of the players on what impact coaches have on their sports.
Ball is on the 20.
Coaches are a necessity for student athletes to play their sport and to learn.
A main lesson my coaches taught me is got to be that the harder you work, the harder people around you work, so just pushing yourself and those around you.
There's a lot of values you can learn inside the sport that can be put into real life situations.
Just always work hard in sport and in life, just always bringing great effort at everything.
It's obvious that coaches help their players in their sport, but they teach them things beyond that.
Be disciplined in everything I do, because if you're disciplined in life, and you do the right things, then it makes you a better person overall.
One thing my coaches taught me is to be fearless of adversity, to take adversity and use it to make yourself better.
For coaches, their job isn't all about the sport, it's about shaping the players to be the best they can be.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of coaching is we're always trying to tie in some life lessons. Probably most important than anything, just how to be a part of something bigger than yourself. I think every year, I learn more and more from our players. I think as you coach longer, you realize that it's not necessarily just one size fits all. You have to adapt and change, and I think you learn a lot of that from your players over time. I think a lot of who you are when you get older, if you're an athlete, comes from those people that really shaped you early on. And you always want to set your players up so that when they get out into the real world, whether they're playing basketball or just going to school, that they're prepared to handle adversity, handle the things that are going to be challenging.
It's great to see how big of an impact coaches have on their athletes. This has been Jacob Durtune with Ram Center, signing off.
I don't know if I could have said it any better. I'm so thankful for all the coaches here at Rockford High School and all the hard work that they put in this last year to give us athletes an amazing year.
Not only does Rockford have some amazing coaches, but they also have some people that get overlooked due to the tremendous amount of accomplishments we have every sports season.
Right now, we send you down to Ryan Wyngarden to cover some special accomplishments in this spring season's last second shoutouts.
Thank you, Caden. This spring was a very eventful season and one that saw so many amazing people accomplish amazing things. We start with Rockford girls basketball star Elle Irwin, who has recently announced her commitment to Ferris State University to continue her basketball legacy after a star-studded sophomore and junior season. Next, we welcome girls varsity track coach Sean O'Brien, who led the Lady Rams to a phenomenal season. Not only did he have an amazing first year as coach, but will have many more in the upcoming years. Finally, Ram Center had a reporter go down and capture the spring signing day here at Rockford High School. We captured shots of wrestling star Trenton Wachter, a Central Michigan commit, Nolan Graham, a star who had an amazing lacrosse season for the Rams and plans to take his talents to the east side of the state and play lacrosse for Detroit Mercy. Congratulations and good luck to you all at your new homes. That's all I have this time for this season's last second shoutouts. Now I send you back to the set for the remainder of the show.
Thanks, Ryan. It's so cool to see how much is being accomplished at Rockford, and Ram Center is here for every step of the way to cover all of Rockford's sports news.
You're exactly right, Zoe. With so much going on in the spring season, Ram Center had so many cool moments captured, which makes this spring season top plays one that will leave everyone in awe.
Kicking off the top plays of the spring season, we go to play number 3, where we are live with some Rams track and field action. Rams shot put star Jacob Vega got called ahead to run the 4x4 relay at the end of the meet. With a huge lead, all Jacob had to do was hold off the Grand Haven runner. It was tight all the way to the finish, but via photo finish, Jacob would hold off the victory. Play number 2, we go to some girls soccer, live in Rams Stadium, where the girls would be tied in a game in the closing seconds of the match, when Rockford forward Liv Rose would find the ball and score, giving the Rams the lead. The Rams would go on to win the game. And with the top play of the spring, we go to the baseball diamond, where Rockford senior Lucas Rick hit an absolute bomb over the fence for one of the Rockford's first ever grand slams. An amazing play and one the team will remember for many years to come. Congrats to Lucas and all the other athletes.
This is one spring season that I will surely remember. I can't wait till next fall to see another episode of Ram Center.
Well, actually, Zoe, our studio's Anna Carpenter created a fall preview that will make sure everyone will want to tune into next fall's episode of Ram Center.
Wow, as sad as I am that we have to leave this spring season behind, I'm also super excited for the fall.
Me too, Zoe. Luckily for everyone, we will be back after next fall season for another eventful recap. But for now, this is all we have for this spring edition of Ram Center. This has been Caden Hyink.
And I'm Zoe Hazlewood. I'll see you this fall, Rams.